People are trying to make it out like deficiencies we have or these deliberate behaviors that we're trying to persist in, rather than things that we genuinely can't fix but can only remedy. One of these is social interaction. We struggle a lot with social interactions because the way that our brains work, they make us react and speak in ways that neurotypical people in particular don't determine to be the most appropriate. And the thing is, neurodivergent people have been trying to explain that, yes, my brain makes me behave like this, and all they can translate it as, I'm a neurodivergent and my brain makes me be rude. And it's just so lame. I swear, every time I always say it, if it was a world where 90% of people were neurodivergent and then 10% of people were neurotypical, the opposite would be considered the truth. I think I saw this video of this woman. She's trying to do some line practice for acting with a large language model. The model keeps getting the instructions wrong, which is so funny because she speaks just the way a neurotypical speaks, where she doesn't actually give the specific instructions that would make it very clearly defined. Instead, she gives instructions that could be defined in multiple ways or translated in multiple ways, and fails to understand why the thing is not doing what she wants. And it just reminds me of the fact that that neurotypical people themselves have these flaws and deficiencies in communication, but it will never get called out as such because they are the societal norm. Just because they're in the majority, they will always be considered as correct even when they're wrong, simply because they are in the majority. So don't feel too disheartened if you're a neurodivergent person. You're different, and that's fine. Not all of your differences are flaws. Some of them are, just the same way that some of neurotypical people's differences to us are flaws. We all have pros and cons to our ways of communicating. It depends very much on the environment we're in, whether or not the style of communication we have is a plus or a negative.